Thank you for coming to the 5th episode of Beauty Basics online makeup series. Today I'm going to demonstrate a realistic approach to highlight and contour. Now I know many of you have either been on Instagram or YouTube and have seen the highlighting and contouring that's going on there. That is not one size fit all. And I do see, although I see some really great things with it, I've seen people through highlighting and contour make them look like a completely different person. So that's really cool, and I'm not bashing it. However, if you want to highlight and contour for every day, one size does not fit all. We're not just going to automatically put it on our forehead, on our nose, on our cheekbones. It all depends on your face shape, and that's what I'm going to show you next. So I'm going to start at the forehead. A lot of what you see is that people apply it around on their forehead here, sometimes just here and here, but then I've seen it go all the way around. The reason for that is when someone has a larger forehead, a wider forehead, and so what happens when you contour, contouring pushes back, highlighting brings it out. So in my case, I wouldn't do any type of shading in through here because I have a small forehead. So what that's going to do is just make it look even smaller. So that's not going to work for me. However, just for the sake of showing you, if you want to shade your forehead, now I am using our Sculpt series by Motives. I love this one. From light, warm, dark, darkest. So I'm going to go, for me, this color right here. Put a little here, and a little here. You can use a brush or a wedge. You make sure you rub that in pretty good. Now another thing I want to talk about with highlighting and contour is that it's not necessarily great for every day. The heavy contouring is great for what I'm doing here. YouTube, Instagram, film, TV, to take a picture. It works really well because you need that extra detail when you have all that lighting on you. So that's how you'd contour for that. And then I'm just gonna dip my wedge into the light, and so then you would highlight in through here to pop this out more. So then blend that in. And that's highlighting and contouring the forehead. So now let's talk about your nose. A lot of people automatically do the light here and the dark here. So the light here is going to pop this out more. If you have maybe a wider nose, do some highlighting here. Then you do some shading here to create a little bit smaller nose. Now I personally need to be careful with the highlighting. I can do a little highlighting right here, but if I highlight here, it makes the end of my nose look huge. That's the last thing I want because I already don't like it. So, just for the sake of showing you once again, and then you want to bring it around the tip because I want to make this appear smaller. And then blend that in. So here's the part I really wanted to talk about. This is highlighting the cheekbones and then contouring to look a little more sunken in. So if you have a very full face, you would highlight and contour to sculpt it a little more. However, when we get older, we tend to lose the plumpness, the firmness. So we're already a little sunken in here. So all you really need to do is the highlighting. Just by highlighting, it's going to pop that out and automatically keep this looking sculpted. So there's your highlight. And that's enough if you're already starting to lose that plumpness. So you don't need to make it look even more sunken in. But again, for the sake of showing you, if you wanted to do more sculpting, I like to smile because then I know where to put it. So you have it here. Bring that up. And you want to blend that in again really well. I go up. They make brushes for this, if you prefer a brush, a beauty blender, or just the wedge. You blend that in very well in preparation for blush. Okay, so now you're ready for blush. I like to start on the apple of the cheek and blend it out. And again, with the highlighting and contour, you can create this effect with a little blush. So let's say you're losing plumpness. To make it look a little plumper, focus on the cheek. And then just fan it out a little bit. You don't need a lot out here because you're already a little sunken in. We need firmness, so we're drawing it out with the blush. Hope that makes sense. Apple. Focus on the apple of the cheek, bring it out. So let me just go back to the nose for 1 second, because when I was doing my blush, I thought about this. So this is Starshine Shimmer Powder. If you want a quick way, if you don't have time to do all the sculpting, or it's during the day and you don't want it to show or look cakey, you can create a little bit smaller nose by just highlighting your nose, because that's going to draw it out, which will instantly pull this in. So just highlight your nose. It doesn't have to be a shimmer powder. It could still be from the Sculpt series. And the Sculpt series, which is what I was using before, this is all a cream, but it's nice and light. It really doesn't cake. It blends well with your foundation, or with my foundation. And same thing. You could, on your cheeks, just highlight. And not put all this under here. And that's going to pop it out. Between the combo of highlighting and putting blush on the apple of your cheek, you're going to look nice and full. Now here's a part of your face that I don't really encourage, because it's really hard to get away with, unless, again, you're on TV, film, yada yada. So I'm going to take this one again. I have a square jaw, or if you're a rounder and you want to bring this in some, you can, in through here, put a little darkness. Now, the reason why I don't encourage it is because it's hard to keep it from looking like you chose the wrong shade of foundation. And yes, I see people put a little of the white powder over here. It's too much. It's too much, too much, too much for during the day. And this is something I personally would never do, but I just want to explain the reasons why. So that would, again, bring it in, because, as I said before, dark pushes back, the light brings it forward. And so what ends up happening is you look really dark here. Yes, it's like picking the wrong foundation and someone going, oh man, you have a ring right there. So it's really unnecessary. You focus on these things, it automatically makes this look thinner. Here's an area around the mouth that I love to do. My mouth, I always look like I'm frowning. I just go like this. and I'm starting to get a little bit of marionette lines. So I'm going to take the light in the cream, put it in the corner. I know you've probably seen this on the runway. There's a picture of one star where it's like, I guess they didn't blend it in and she's got white all over here. So keys to blend, I always say that, blend, blend, blend. Stick my tongue here, push it out. So it takes away from my mouth wanting to go down. It helps kind of draw it back out, pull it back up a little. Do a little highlighting right above the lips. And that can make your lips appear a little fuller. Do a little underneath, same reason. And that lifted me right up. And for kicks, sometimes I like to highlight my décolleté. Or sometimes I like to go in with my shimmer powder, like if it's an evening event, or I just feel like doing it up, and go back with a Starshine shimmer powder and highlight that. So highlighting and contouring is pretty simple. Once you understand your face shape and things you're trying to look smaller or plumper, just understanding shading and lighting. Again, one size does not fit all. So think about where you're putting everything, and also think about, I'm going to be at work all day. Is it really necessary? Is it too heavy for during the day? Or you can take one of my shortcuts and maybe just highlight the cheekbone, which will automatically make this come in more. Highlight the bridge of your nose, which will automatically make everything else look smaller. So you can do a little 5-minute highlighting and everything else automatically looks contoured. I hope that all made sense. I hope I didn't go too fast. This video will be up until tomorrow evening at 8. Please feel free at any time to ask me questions. You can private message me. You can ask me questions right here in this event. So the products used today were Sculpt Series in Ice. We also have Fire. Fire is a little bit darker. I love this. It's so much fun. But I will tell you, you're going to go through the light really fast because it's so awesome. And then I use the shimmer powder in Starshine. It's a great one. I love it. I also use it, if you've seen my other series, when I talked about multifunctional makeup, I also use it on my eyelids, above my lips, below my lips, for my chest, my décolleté. Thanks again for coming to the 5th episode. I will let you know as soon as I can what the next schedule is going to be. Thanks.